random weekend reading vlog for you, friends. Someone who loves spooky season all year round and reading. Look at her. I got these, all the same colour, so 4 of the same colour, and then there was only 1 of them. Absolute, absolute bargain. Ruth, you're a hit and miss with me. A hit and a miss. It's a book, Johanna, you're holding a book. Hello! And welcome to another bookish video from me, Johanna, me, my dog and books. It's another weekend reading vlog, and I'm starting off by reading The Verifiers. You see it? The Verifiers by Jane Pek. I'm finishing it. It's taken me a while because it's just, it's been taking me a while to read physical books, that is all. It's not because it isn't good. I am quite enjoying this thoroughly modern twist on a classic detective fiction. We follow Claudia, who works for an agency that checks out like dating agencies. Anyway, one of their clients goes missing. She's also obsessed with like Agatha Christie, Hiya, Poirot and all that. So when a client vanishes, Claudia, main character, breaks protocol to investigate and uncover a maelstrom of personal and corporate deceit. She's also gay, so we do love a gay character, and but that plays into the role because her family are like so desperate for her to hook up with a nice Chinese boy. She's not having it. So this is a book by Verve Books, so I'm on their book tour for it, so I'll be doing my review on Tuesday, so I'll finish it before then. Also, Paula, look, your gorgeous Stephen King picture that you did for me is now pride of place just in my living room because I thought it looked better there. Anyway, ambience is on. Both doggos are still upstairs because it's super early, and this is the last day I'll be wearing this cozy hoodie. Last morning, last point of the day, I don't even know, because it's going to be hotter than it was yesterday. It was 26 degrees yesterday here. I'm not going to lie, it was too hot. I had literally every door apart from my front door because the dogs would leave. Every door window open, curtains closed, and it was still melting. Anyway, today is our local neighbourhood summer fair. We fet, so I'm going to take my mum down to that. We take my mum to the charity shops, charity shop time, and I'm going to maybe do some painting. My mum paints. You see that there. I'll show you a close up later. So she made that for me. It's a view from her garden, and we got a frame for it during the week. So we'll do that. And then we're going to go. One day you'll get a weekend reading vlog where I don't yawn at you. And then, what else am I doing? I need to go to the library because I've got books to return. Anyway, so much. Packing in so much. So much for me is just like lots of cozy stuff and doing gardening and that, but come with me. Friends, it's a sunny day. I've managed out a run before it gets too hot, and I'm coming at you with some quick cow content that you never asked for, but I know there's a certain dog that loves it. Who's watching them? Look at those ones up there, like quite lightly in the shade. Just chowing down, my friends. I'm enjoying this run in the wild flowers. Let me go to the end and back. I'm not listening to an audiobook right now, so I'll catch you back at home. We've got weekend adventures await. Sunday, is it? Yeah, it's Sunday. I've got loads of stuff to catch you up on later on today. I've been a run, walked the dogs, hence this current look, and got some absolute bargains from the charity shop yesterday, so I'll show you them, plus one book, which looks really interesting. And the weather has changed, so it's not as hot, there's a good breeze and it's going to rain. I'm one of the few people that maybe gets excited about this. So last night though, oh man, last night we watched a horror movie called Relic. That was not a good choice of horror. Well, put it this way, if you've not seen it, right, trigger warnings, ahoy, but see, it's a horror movie and a piece of storytelling and a piece of art is phenomenal. But it's a story of, it's inspired by true events from the writer-director's life of dealing with a parent with dementia. And so we follow 3 generations of women. A woman in her 80s called Edna, which was a bit too close for comfort because that's my mum's name, who lives in the house but is experiencing, she disappears for 3 days and then reappears, and there's something not quite right about her, and there's like this black mold in the house. But all of that really, really does symbolise like dementia and her journey with that, as well as her daughter and her granddaughter. It was intense. If you're not triggered by that content and those themes, but really like horror, I highly recommend it. It was just a bit too close for comfort for me last night, so it gave me the ick. But anyway, talking of mums, I'm about to take her home. She's been here for the week, which has been fine. Just a bit tiring sometimes, but also because of other stuff I've got going on, it was a bit exhausting, so. But I feel guilty saying that out loud because she's my mum, and not everybody has their mum around, so. But anyway, back onto lighter stuff. I will show you my charity shop haul. The charity shop haul, I have to say, is epic. And I have had book mail, so I'm going to show you that later as well. But first, I'm going to quickly grab something to eat and then head over to my mum's to take her home. Oh, it's been a tiring day. Driving my mum home. And then I had to take the long route home, like avoiding motorways, because I know I'm really tired and I can just end up with motorway tiredness where I just literally can be, so it's too dangerous. So I took all the kind of country roads and stuff. It took longer and there was a bit of flooding and stuff because of the weather. Anyway, I've still to show you my charity shop haul. That is coming. But I thought I'd talk to you about the Verifiers by Jane Pek, which I finished this weekend. And this is published by Verve Books, and I think it comes out next week. It'll be out by the time you see it. And it is a fun little, kind of undermines it, but it's not, I don't mean it that way. It's a nice crime mystery with a bit of a unique twist. So we follow Claudia, and she is Chinese American, and oh, somebody was at the door. She's Chinese American, and the story goes quite a lot bit into her Chinese American culture and expectations of her her mum and stuff for her to marry a nice Chinese boy, but little do they know she prefers girls, right? So she's not going to marry a nice Chinese boy. So you have that aspect of the story and a really good main character, and she's also just been like stealth recruited for, is that an online? Recruited by Veracity, that's where she becomes a verifier, a referrals only online dating detective agency. One of their clients goes missing though. She wants to get to the bottom of it. And another interesting twist to the story is that Claudia is a massive Agatha Christie sort of murder mystery Jane Austen fan. And so it's described, I'll say what it's described, part literary mystery, part family story. The Verifiers is a clever and incisive examination of how technology shapes our choices and the nature of romantic love in the digital age. Also, can we just absolutely adore this main cover? Main cover? I meant to say main character, front cover. Can we just adore the front cover of this? It's delightful. I think it has been out, I don't know if it's been out in the US for longer, and this is its UK publication, unconfirmed. But see, if you're looking for a unique premise, a good character, and a fun murder mystery, check this out. So I've read that, and then I finished, I'll get the book later and talk to you about it, but I did finish One Perfect Summer? No, One Perfect Couple. The new Ruth Ware one that I read. Right, but I'm going to put you here because, down here, because I have mail. I have book mail to show you. To be fair, I think I vaguely know what this is because I requested it. Also from Ware Books. They're a brilliant UK-based indie publisher. Oh, and I love this cover. This is very abstract. I requested this one. It is called Shred Sisters by Betsy Lerner. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. So it says, I've got the blurb. I've got some of the blurb here. So that's some of the books coming from Ware Books, and actually I'm reading this one just now as well. Send Flowers, which comes out on the 1st of July. Oh, it looks like that's a follow-up to the Verifiers. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's good. As you can see, they do quite a lot of diverse types of books. So in Shreds, it says, will appeal to fans of Meg Mason and Coco Mellors. I am a Coco Mellors fan. No one will love you more or hurt you more than a sister. Spanning 2 decades, Shred Sisters is an intimate, bittersweet story exploring the fierce complexities of sisterhood, mental health, loss and love. Ooh, I haven't heard of the author before, but it does say Betsy Lerner, who's author of said book, is the author of the popular advice book to writers The Forest for the Trees and the memoirs Food and Loathing and The Bridge Ladies. In her depiction of Sister Ollie is one of the characters in this book. In the depiction of Sister Ollie's mental health, Lerner drew on deeply personal experience of being diagnosed with bipolar disorder as a teenager and experienced destabilising bouts of mania and crushing depression throughout her teens and early 20s, which eventually led to 6 months in a psychiatric ward. Now in her 60s, Lerner has recently built a large following on TikTok. I'm heading over there. With over 1 million likes sharing passages from her diary she kept in her 20s. These posts have gone viral, resonating with and offering solace to many on the platform. Who says you can't be in your 60s on TikTok, eh? So, I don't know when this comes out. Was it 14th of August is when it's out in the UK, and I'll be reading it for a book vlog tour. So I'm very excited to read this. Also the cover. It says raucously or ruckusly. How do we say that? Let's go with ruckusly. Ruckusly funny, insightful and tender. One of the best books I've read in years. Oh, Patty Smith. Patty, I think that's who you're named after. I never named her. It says, I love this book. It moves like a souped up pickup truck.
And then the Washington Post says the kind of novel readers won't want to read. It's bright, clean, gallivanting story rewards an open mind and heart. Well, I'm here for this. I am here for this. So I'll probably start that one in July because I like to read them kind of close to the date that I'm doing my review on that. Anyway, how weird is this? Is this angle weird? Can't quite decide. Anyway, Verifiers for murder mystery fans. I need to put that upstairs with my June reads. And I am off to go and make, or well, to be fair, David's making vegan roast. I've just put the veg on, so I'm going to go and do that. And have a quiet night because Mum's been here for a week dealing with grief and work has been chaotic. That combination is pretty tiring, but I keep teasing you with my charity shop finds. Actually, why the other half is upstairs, right? I'm going to show you some of the stuff I got on the way home. All completely unnecessary, but look at this. It's always tea time. It is, isn't it? I don't know where this will go. I'm thinking somewhere in the kitchen. Or up there, I don't know. Anyway, always tea time. Plus, buying these things is good for Marie Curie. And I've read book 1, right? But I've not read book 2 yet. And I've been keeping an eye out in the charity shops. I do this all the time. I start telling you about a book that I've picked up second hand and then I pick the stickies off. But most of the time I've seen them in the books like second hand. They've been pretty, I don't mind a well read book, but they've been pretty well read. And it is book 2 in Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club series, The Man Who Died Twice. I've not read it, clearly, but I'm very excited. I don't know what I've got with. I don't know what I've done with book 2, but I'm very excited for this. Then, right, I think these are technically coffee. I mean, if you want a really large coffee or tea, but I think they could work as like soup bowls or any sort of bowl. Look at these! How cute are these? Be putting them in their dishwasher. Then a jacket I don't need. But wait, you see it. I mean, I'm trying on my jammies on, but look. And it's got like a bit that goes down like that. Do I need any more jackets? No. Have I got one? Nice. Then I also own this book, right? But I own a very old copy of it, like an original hardback from the 80s, maybe 90s. And I do always like this cover, and it's one of my favourite Stephen King's, one of. So I had to get it. And rarely do you see Stephen King's in like decent Stephen King's in the charity shop, so it was time. So I did well in the book department. And then last but not least, I saw this top and I don't know where it's from. Not that labels bother me. And it's a wee bit duller than I normally pick, but it had paintbrushes on it and I thought if I wore it, look, if I wore it with like colourful trousers, that could be quite nice for work. It's got little paintbrushes on it. Anyway, that was my find. I'm still not showing you what I got the other day when my mum was around. I've got to put these in here, sneak them upstairs. I'm not supposed to be buying any more stuff for me, but you know, I did take stuff in, to be fair. I took stuff in. And to be honest, there's so many books in the house, the other half won't notice a couple extra. He might notice these, to be fair. I'll put them in the dishwasher. Oh, and I nearly forgot to tell you about this one that I picked up when I was out with Mum, and it's called How to Read a Tree. Oh, the sun's coming in, can you read it? Clues and patterns from roots to leaves. And I was like, who doesn't love knowing how to read a tree? Said, I know you're waiting with bated breath. Listen, do two trees ever appear identical? No. But why? Every small difference is a clue. Each tree we meet is filled with signs that reveal secrets about the life of that tree and the landscape we stand in. The clues are easy to spot when you know what to look for, but remain invisible to most people. So it's basically like a guide to how to read trees that I'm totally here for, right? And then it says, so there's a bit of blurb there, I won't read all that, but it says at the end, once you have learned to see these things, it is impossible to unsee them. You will never look at the tree the same way again. Who doesn't love trees? Sounds delightful. Never heard of it. I wonder if this... No, the author has also written The Secret World of Weather, Wild Signs and Star Paths, How to Read Water, The Walker's Guide to Outdoor Clues and Signs, How to Connect with Nature, The Natural Explorer, and The Natural Navigator. He sounds like a good nature writer for me. So yeah, I will be fine. I want to find a wee home for that. I think it might be the kind of thing that you can dip in and out of. And right now, I need to be close to nature. Anyway, look, it's so bright coming in. Honestly, we've had like the most biblical downpours and freezing, and now it's roasting. So much so you can see, you can see my phone on its tripod. Right, I'll get this away before the witch comes down.
The shadows dance through the creep and crawl. Echoes bounce off of every wall. Through the mist the beats arise. We move beneath the haunting skies.
Friends, you may have seen that TK Maxx has their horror stuff in. It's been really reserved and only got one thing. Because it seems like a necessary purchase as someone who loves spooky season all year round and reading. Look at her. She's a beaut. Can we give her a name? Because look, she's in a cauldron. She's got a little beautiful bow tie. Isn't she adorable? But we need a name for her. So if you can give her a name, let me know in the comments. And I want to show you what I've started. So it is, I have started. It is, what have I done? Oh, my wee sister requested, this is the yarn I've got. Look at that, it's a nice colour. I thought it looked quite like a autumnal colour. My wee sister requested a blanket for part of our birthday. Our birthday is in August. So, and the last blanket I crocheted, I can't speak my words today. I gave to my friend who unfortunately passed away a couple of weeks ago. And so I've not really picked up my crochet hook since then. And so today was the first day that I have. And I thought I'd forgotten how to crochet, but it appears not. I mean, to be fair, I did have to watch how to do a granny square YouTube video again. Thankfully, I have them saved so I can go back. I don't know why it's so hard for you to go like, how do I start this again? Like, is it chain 6? How do I do the circle? Like, I literally forgot. I'm not even sure how that's possible.
is it muscle? Oh, I was going to say muscle memory, but that's like when your hand remembers. Anyway, look at me. Look at me. I haven't lost my ability to chat to you and crochet. I mean, there's quite a lot of concentration going on here. So my aim, I've only got one of these balls of yarn, so I got it from Hobbycraft, so I will need to get another one. But when I'm watching telly tonight, I will. Talking of watching stuff, me and the OH went, have I said it's Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Me and the OH went to see 727. What is wrong with my brain? We went to see 28 Years Later at the cinema, because I think that's it just out. Wow. So I can't even remember when 28 Days Later came out. I'm going to feel really old. I'll maybe put it on the screen if I remember. I watched it back in the day when it first came out, and the same with 28 Weeks Later. But I've got an itchy eye today. And we rewatched them all again last month. Yeah, in preparation for 28 Years Later coming out. Wow. So it does a great job of, you know, being set in the post-apocalyptic world and giving you a sense of the alternative world that it's set in. It actually has a really poignant story of like family and love, which I'm not going to cry. There was a bit in this film, and if you see it, you'll know, that was really emotive. But there's also like really terrifyingly wild scenes, gore. It was more like gore jump scares as opposed to like absolutely creepy terrifying, if you see what I mean. But oh, I've forgotten what I'm doing here. Sorry. See, I actually can't talk. Cross stitch. I'm not even cross stitching. I'm crocheting. That's how good my head is. Yes, so I would highly recommend it. Even if you've not seen, like, I would say, like, absolutely do a rewatch of 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, like, and then watch it. But in the same instance, you kind of don't need to have done. It still does like a good scene setting. And oh my god, if anyone has seen it and watched the end, can we chat about it in the comments? Although head it up with spoilers so people don't read it. But what? Anyway, let me show me my square. Look, this is blanket number 3 from my wee sister. So I'm doing that. Oh, I've not showed you. Let me show you my mum's paintings. So here's my mum's painting that we picked up a frame for. So this is like a pot of flowers viewpoint in her own back garden. She did these sunflowers before her stroke. And then look at this utter cuteness. 2 teddy bears camping. Who doesn't want that on their wall? So give a wee. The wall art is coming together, isn't it, friends? I'm loving it. And I thought I'd come upstairs, could whip me to show you. Look at the dress I got. Can you see it? Right. It's a bigger size, but I'm not really caring because I like baggy. And it's from Sea Salt. And I'll show you some of the other stuff later, but I also read One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. Ruth. You're a hit and miss with me. A hit and a miss. And this one missed it for me. I had all the premise for a good summer thriller. You know, it says 5 beautiful couples, 1 deadly game, who will escape alive? And it's like, it sort of ends up being like a deadly reality TV show. But honest to God, I think it lost its way. I'm not even sure it knew what it was wanting to be about. And I was willing it to end, and I feel bad saying that because I was like, I don't really care about these characters, and some of the plot twists just seemed a bit over the top. And that's all I'm going to say. Although, if you have recently bought it or got it out from the library or have it on audio, like, give it a go, because there are a lot of top star ratings for this. Mine just isn't one of them. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, in hindsight, it probably does look like a giant, hold on, a giant, like, you know how when people knit baby cardigans? Right? This was in the charity shop, and it's got a hood, right? And look at the buttons. Look at the buttons. It's like homemade. And it's cozy, so I was loving this. And wait till you see this other top that I think is very summery. I mean, I've probably got enough stripy tops, right? But this one's got nice colours. I think it's M&S, yeah. Look at the colours in that. And wait till you see this skirt I got. And I know I'm not someone that normally wears skirts that often. And I've bought a dress. And then look at this. Look. Elasticated waist. The only thing that's missing from this is pockets. No, has it got pockets? No, it doesn't have pockets. Right, but it's like, I mean, it could be sunflowers, but it kind of looks a bit daffodilsy as well, and sunflowers. And it's kind of got, you know, like this. And, you know, it's kind of dropped to 15 degrees today, but it has been 25, and I thought that'd be quite nice for the office. No, check me. And it goes like to my shins, which is a good, I don't like anything too short, 'cause monsoon, I mean, bargain. It's my mum's fault. I shouldn't go to charity shops with my mum. She's an enabler. I mean, to the point where I've actually just had to put my fleece on because it's getting quite cold. So anyway, those were my thoughts on One Perfect Couple, in that they're very limited thoughts, because I'm actually going to try and come downstairs and not, excuse emotion, not fall over at the same time. Yeah, I just can't actually be bothered spending too much time talking about it, which I feel bad about, but I think I might have to give Ruth Ware a miss from now on, because I think I've had more misses than hits, if I'm honest with you. But let me show another book that I've started reading and I'm really enjoying. Actually, two that I'm currently reading and really enjoying. I'll bring it up again. Right, first is Send Flowers by Emily Buchanan. This comes out next week, actually. Oh, it'll come out just after you see this video, on the 1st of July, I think. And basically, we follow, what's her name? Fiona, but she's called Foliage Fifi. She's a social media influencer about sustainability, plants, yada yada. And her and her boyfriend Ed are environmental activists. Anyway, it's because I've just been to the cinemas. The film starts, it's a book, Johanna, you're holding a book. The book starts with Fee, who is in the depths of, I think we're 3 months in to her having Ed, her partner, has died. And she is not in a good place. She's also living in like a speculative near future Britain, London actually, where, you know, climate crisis is going beyond. It's so hot. None of our houseplants have survived. People are struggling for water. Climate activists are being deemed like, well, probably how they are right now. Getting banged up in prison for, you know, trying to save the planet and stuff. And she's just lost any ability to just barely survive. She's just like eating because she has to, and she isn't looking after herself, and she's not worked being a social media influencer. And then in the depths of this grief, her mum, so she has Bruce, she's got a cat called Bruce. Her mum turns up and takes her cat Bruce back up to, she's from Scotland, so takes her Bruce to Scotland because she's like, you're not looking after him, like, you're not looking after yourself, you need to get your act together. I know Ed's gone, but you need to look after yourself. And then her manager, I think it is, of this social media influencer kind of group that she and what she does for a living, turns up and he's like, what the heck, right, you've had 3-month break, you know, need to get back on it, yada yada. She's feeling all this pressure, and then suddenly a houseplant appears at her door. I think it's a yew tree, or a baby yew tree, which was one of Ed's favourite. But the houseplant is not any normal houseplant, no. She believes it to be Ed because it's talking to her. And it's flowering, which apparently yew trees don't do. So we have this story of where she's like, what the heck? And decides, okay, I'm going to do stuff for Ed because he's talking to me. He's back. And this time he's a houseplant. Honestly, and there's a bit, actually reading this, there's some, obviously I'm jumping around here, but the main character is going through a lot of grief and loss right now. And as someone that's kind of experiencing that, I'm actually finding this really cathartic to read. And there's a bit where, because I got this, you signed it to me, I got this at a book event ages ago, and it says, I began writing in 2018 after a bout of illness landed me in hospital. With my green fingers out of action, my partner accidentally killed some of her houseplants. It struck me that, should anything happen to me, the plants wouldn't stand a chance. That's when the seed for sunflowers was sown. And then she goes, because obviously this only comes out right now, and so I think it was only published, I think it was the start of this year, end of last year, that maybe got the arc. But it says, throughout the writing process, natural disasters dominated the news and governments were attacking our right to protest. Issues have only heightened since. But what if nature had a voice? Could it tell us what we need to change? Could it show us how to fight back? And could it prove that life endures even in the wake of profound loss? I have a feeling I'm going to love it. And also look at the finished cover. It's delightful. I'm already like, I'm only like maybe 70 pages in, and I have good vibes. And then in complete contrast, I've got this on ebook. And what's it called again? Because I can know. How to Survive a Slasher. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a YA slasher. And I was merely drawn in by the title of the book. Because if you know me, I love a good slasher, I love a good horror movie, and I am utterly loving this. So we follow a main character, I can't even remember her name, what's her name again? Can't remember, but she lives with her mum and her siblings, and her mum is forever having these like emergency drills for that time in her town, Slasherville as they call it, where this guy dressed as a wolf man, hence the kind of face in the cover, was dressed up and like literally killed loads of people, including her dad, I think. And then since then, her mum has always been doing these drills to make sure they're fully prepared if this event ever was to happen again. Kind of like, oh my god, what's the main character's name in Halloween? Not Michael Myers. But like, what's her face? I'm having a mind blank, hold on. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. I had to pause it there and I didn't Google, I got it. Jamie Lee Curtis's character in Halloween. Anyway, in the newer versions of Halloween, she's like absolutely preparing for Mike Myers to come back. So that's kind of what it feels like in this book, that her family are doing that. Anyway, she's in high school. No, she gets sent a manuscript in a Word doc of like Slasherfest or Slasherville 2 or whatever. And she starts reading it and she's like, this is like someone is weirdly writing some sort of terrifying horror sequel to what happened in real life. So she kind of poo-poos it until what she's read so far today starts actually happening in her high school. I'm finding it an utter delight and I'm really enjoying it. I would say a definite for fans of Clown in a Cornfield and like maybe kind of like the films like, what was it? I Know What You Did Last Summer, that kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, those are my current reads and I'm utterly loving it. I'm sure there was something else I was going to show you as well. I showed you my library haul. Did I? No. Was that last week? Oh, see the week with having mum and then the weekend there where we did have a charity shop splurge. I'm sure there was some. Oh yes, I got yarn. Hold on, I'll show you. So in the charity shop that I got that dress upstairs, I got these. All the same colour, so 4 of the same colour, and then there was only 1 of them. Absolute bargain. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. I need to figure it out. But that's adding to the yarn. I'm going to have to get a trolley for my yarn. And the lovely Heidi sent me a little gift from my book wish list. And it honestly has cheered me up no end. It's Tales from Moomin Valley. And I just have a feeling it's going to give me utter delight. It says, meet the Moomins in this classic collection of stories. If you found a tiny golden dragon with green paws, would you know what to do with it? And suppose Tooticky brought you an invisible child, would you know how to make her visible again? These simple stories resonate with profound and complex emotions that are like nothing else in literature for children or adults, says Philip Pullman. And the lovely Heidi sent me this to cheer me up because I've been going through some challenging times and it has. Have I read it yet? No. But I will be because I think my brain might need some of this week. Anyway, that's been all my chat. I'm going to get on with some crochet. Might need to start a new cross stitch. My cross stitch bookmark has been sent to my friend for her birthday. Hope she likes it. And I honestly think there was something I was going to tell you this weekend and I can't for the life of me remember it. But anyway, clearly these two aren't fussed. It's Patty, Lucy, snoring in Snoresville. Anyway, since I can't remember what I was going to tell you, also, sorry, new plant pot, do you like it? I got it from TK Maxx because my geranium is getting a life of its own. Can we just spot this geranium, right? It smells amazing, but will it ever flower? It kind of smells lemony. Anyone know anything about plants, let me know, because it honestly does. It's got a lovely kind of lemon sort of smell. So if anyone knows, let me, because it is beautiful and green. I was just wondering if it'll flower. Anyway, that there has been another random weekend reading vlog for you, friends. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. You got a cameo from my mum. There was charity shops. There was book reviews. Not so amazing ones. Oh, I'm also reading The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. I think one of you lovely people recommended it. It's a good book, another book about loss and grief. Yeah, I'm deep diving right now. But anyway, I'm reading other things in the mix and I will keep you posted about those too. Let me know in the comments if there's any sort of ideas for my midweek videos that you would like to see. Upcoming before this one actually, which will drop beforehand, are some of the books that has scared me. I know that's not everybody's bag, but if you don't want to see it, I'll put a link in the description. So thank you as always for watching, for liking and commenting. If you don't already, please do subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you another weekend reading vlog and any other bookish video very, very soon. Cheerio!